Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first of these UFOs that were seen over Fairfield Township in Ohio about a year ago. Also have this video that's comparing the same UFO that was seen over Germany, Mexico, and Miami. Also got this video here that's just, they're saying, these are some of the best photos of UFOs that we're seeing. I've seen so many others that are just as good, if not better. Also got this little clip here about this daylight UFO sighting near a radio communications tower in Somerset, UK, 1998. And then this is a very interesting little clip I found on TikTok. It basically is acknowledging or just posing the question that, maybe all of these UFOs that we are seeing aren't necessarily coming from outer space, but rather from our oceans, which is, what I've been saying for the past, 3 or 4 years now. Also have this little clip here. It's only a 10-second clip, but you see a UFO and then I guess a transformer blows out. So they're trying to say that it was the UFO that caused the transformer to blow. Maybe not. I have no idea. And then this is a interesting clip here too. This is about this woman. I think her name is Delores Barrios. But in this clip, they're alleging that her and 2 other males are actually Venusians that visited this UFO conference in 1954. Let's see. This is a clip. You know what? It says, this is a licensed image, or a licensed video. I don't know how much of it I can play, but you can clearly see there's this square cloud, almost a perfectly square-shaped cloud, which, it's definitely not anything natural or some type of atmospheric anomaly. I'm going to say that this is most likely a UFO under there trying to cloak itself. Also, I have this little clip here that I found on Reddit. This has nothing to do with UFOs, but it's, I think it's interesting that that all of a sudden, again, since 2020, there have been an increasing case of orcas attacking boats. So they're trying to figure out why, and this clip goes into, it's possibly a revenge or something else. They really don't know what's going on. And then in these last 2 articles, I had mentioned in one of the tweets by Brian Johnson, where he mentioned that this UFO that crashed in Italy was real and it did happen. So I finally found an article about that, which just recently came out actually. But it says, Italy UFO crash confirmed by Grusch and Elizondo had 2 giant alien bodies. And these alien bodies were I think 8 to 9 feet tall, I think. Anyways, we'll look at that. And then last is this article here from the Drive about Pentagon now actively hunting for UFOs with purpose-built sensors. The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office isn't just sifting through existing reports and data, it's using its own sensors to hunt UFOs. Again, this is real interesting. This is Fitzpatrick, who keeps saying that, they have no evidence that UFOs are real, and yet, you get articles coming out where they actually have sensors that were specifically designed to detect UFOs. And, I've mentioned before, our military actually has sensors in our oceans. And during one of the UFO congressional hearings, one of the senators or congressmen had asked the witness about these underwater sensors and what are they picking up. And, he told the again, senator or congressman, I can't remember who it was, but he told them that he couldn't discuss that in a public forum. He would have to talk about that in closed-door sessions. But anyways, let me just get through this video real quick. This is UFOs in Fairfield Township, Ohio.
That's what I got in Florida. Okay, so these 4 things come in and out. And then there's a 5th one that will come.
Like again, you know, how often have we seen this exact formation here where you get three of them and then another one off, you know, a little off kiltered.
The drones are up there.
But they sound like planes. But
That's our planes. They disappeared again. That's the main one. Operating or something now.
Let me just jump
Oh my
ahead real
gosh, they're
quick.
like meteors
Yeah, look
or
at all
something.
those. Anyways, that's that clip. Of course, the link will be in the description. You want to check that out. Let's go to this one here. Yeah, now this is a video that's comparing the same shaped craft that was seen over Germany, Mexico, and Miami.
The most remarkable video to date. Filmed through a chain link fence, diagonal lines are visible. Though the movement is erratic because of the handheld camcorder.
Yeah, let me just jump ahead here again. Look, yeah, look at this craft. Like I think I've even seen a similar shaped craft filmed over the moon. Yeah, so now this is in Mexico, it sounds like.
Coño, pero es que se pone borrosa la película.
Here's an analysis.
Yeah, look at that. Comparing the one in Juarez and Miami. And then I think this is in... Yeah, this is in Germany.
In 1993, it had been filmed gliding across the forested countryside near Stuttgart, Germany.
Again, you know, if we're seeing the same crafts over and over again, I don't think they're visitors. I think again that, you know, there must be from our advanced underwater neighbors. And then let's see, we got this video here comparing, you know, some of the supposed best photos of UFOs.
1981, Kelsey Bay, Vancouver Island, Canada. This photo was taken on December 1982, East Germany. This photo was taken on May 1987, USA. This photo was taken on 1988, Czechoslovakia. This photo was taken on 1989, Puerto Rico.
Yeah, you know, this craft here looks very similar to, I think it's called the Calvin image that was taken in the UK, which, you know, they supposedly tried to keep secret, but then they released a simulation or a simulated photo which looks exactly the same. Anyways, a link to that will be in the description. And this is one of these Ion Cinemas about this guy who saw this daylight UFO. Let's see, start at the beginning here.
I suppose it could be something extraterrestrial. I mean, it would be just really arrogant to think that we were completely alone in the universe. But at the same time, you know, I only filmed and saw what I saw. Yeah. Well, to people who say that it must be a plane or something like that, I'd say, you know, just take a long, hard look at this thing, because it just doesn't look like any of those things. And, you know, I can't imagine how anyone could think it was anything like that.
I can imagine how, because there's so many people who are just plain stupid out there. Yeah, come on. There are people who are going to try and rationalize this as, you know, as a balloon or some other nonsense. Anyways, that video. I don't want to make this video too long. Let's take a look at this one here. Now, this one here, it's 2 minutes, 50 seconds long. I'm going to go ahead and play the whole thing because I don't think I'll be hit with any type of copyright. It is a TikTok. But, you know, this is, again, what I've been saying for the longest time now, is that they're not all visitors. These things are coming out of our oceans. And I think more and more people, even within the UFO community, are finally starting to acknowledge that. Although I still believe that, that there are people who are reporting on UFOs who know this information, but they're still reluctant to put that info out there because, they're afraid that people are going to freak out. But I'm not buying that. Because even like that Michael Schellenberger interview that he did on The Hill, I think it was, where he acknowledges that there's some information that he's reluctant to release. And I think, that information is the fact that these crafts are originating from this planet and not coming, they're not extraterrestrials, they're ultra-terrestrial. Anyways, let me just play this thing here. I'm having some technical difficulties with this. Let me just refresh this and see what's going on. Okay, here we go. We live on a placid island of ignorance in the midst of a black sea of infinity, and it was not meant that we should voyage afar. Lovecraft. Our technological advancements in deep ocean exploration are keeping pace with our space exploration, enabling humans to dive to more extreme depths than ever before and explore in these dark recesses of Earth's oceans. Could we discover that humans share the Earth with an advanced, highly intelligent, unknown other?
Frankly, we have no idea what might be down there. Exploration has been very limited. There are vast parts of the ocean.
Okay, let me just stop right there. Yeah, when Nick Pope says, frankly, we have no idea what's down there, that's nonsense, okay? There are people within our military who do know, and Nick Pope being in the position that he's been in, having the access to people that he has access to, of course he knows. But again, as long as he's willing to put forth that notion that, oh, it's just a possibility, right? They'll let him on TV, but they're never going to allow, someone to reach his level of notoriety, that's going to come out and say, yes, right? These crafts are definitely coming from our oceans.
About which we know absolutely nothing.
As humans, we tend to believe that we have dominion over the Earth. But in the vast oceans beneath us, there could be all kinds of advanced civilizations, even ones that have been here for much longer than we've been on this planet.
Some theories have proposed that the Earth serves as a kind of cosmic petri dish. What else can emerge on Earth that we don't even know about?
Could there be more sophisticated life forms than us, not just on distant planets, but right here in our own oceans? Not aliens, but Earthlings.
Could further deep-sea exploration discover a species far older and more advanced than humans? Yeah, remember, there's, Hal Prudoff put out a research paper titled Ultra-Terrestrials, right? And he proposes the theory that an ancient race of advanced humans have lived in our ocean since before the Ice Age. The UFO phenomenon in reality has far more to do with our ocean than we assume it does with space. Instead of looking for alien civilizations as coming from beyond our solar system, might we find them in the deepest, darkest depths of our oceans? Perhaps we will discover in time that not only are we not alone in the universe, but that we aren't even alone here on this planet. Yeah. Now, how many times have I said that in my videos? Anyway, yeah. So people, yeah, it's starting. More and more people are starting to come around to that idea. Okay, so now this is another video that I found on TikTok. It's only 10 seconds long, but yeah, you'll see this UFO in the sky and a transformer blows. Oh man, I have to, let me, again, let me reload this page up. I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, now again, I have no idea if if that was the result of that UFO, if that UFO caused it on purpose, you know what I mean? If the UFO made that transformer blow up, or if the transformer blew up just because that alien craft was within its vicinity. But let's watch that one more time. Yeah, damn, that was pretty violent. Okay, anyways, link will be in the description. Let's go to this one here. Yeah, about this Delores and Barrios and the Venusians that visit a UFO conference in 1954. So let's see, let's check this out here.
Aliens there in disguise, of course, as humans, and then there's others that believe that they were actually truly humans. It's hard to say which side I'm going to take on here because the angles on both are pretty even. So I'm going to leave it up for yourselves to decide. But it has to do with this. In fact, you're looking at a picture of them now. It's the UFO convention of 1954 and the Venusians that apparently visited it. So let's go ahead and let's talk about that here. And again, I'd love to hear what your thoughts and comments on it are afterward. So here's what.
Again, I can't play all these videos through because I'll be, violating copyright. But I just want to just show you some of the comparisons. But yeah, I'm not necessarily buying this. I'm not 100% convinced. Yeah, I think these are supposed to be the men also.
And the other one was named Bill Jackmart. The reason why we know of their names is because there was a guest book that was there within the convention, and they had basically signed it all together. Delores Barrios had stated that she was a fashion designer from New York, and then the other guys were stated as living as musicians in Manhattan Beach.
Yeah, here's another thing, right? Venus is much closer to our sun than we are. So if we have to have, if humans here on Earth, right, have melanin, some humans, again, my theory is I think people who don't have melanin, right, people who sunburn, I believe their ancestors arrived on this planet, somewhere in the past, not the far distance past, but sometime after the Younger Dryas event. But anyways, yeah, if Earthlings, right, let me just say Earthlings, if Earthlings have melanin in order to protect themselves from the negative effects of UV rays, I would have to imagine that if you lived on Venus, you would either have more melanin or at least have, some semblance of melanin. You would have to have something to protect your skin from, again, the harmful effects of UV radiation.
California. So they didn't stand out too much, those two guys. At least one of them just had standard sunglasses. They both seemed to have almost like these bowl haircuts. They didn't necessarily have much discernible features.
Yeah, again, the guy has glasses on, human glasses. Again, if you're an advanced civilization from Venus who has the ability to, jump on a craft and make it to Earth, I'd imagine they would have figured out how to fix any issues with vision. But anyways, yeah, here's another photo. They're trying to claim that, oh, she's got this protruding bone structure in the middle. I'm not seeing it. I mean, I can see something, but I don't think it's a necessary bone structure. I think it just has something to do with the lighting. But anyways, link to that will be in the description. I'm not 100% convinced about that. Let's see. Now, this is about this square craft that was seen. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna real quick, just because yeah, I don't want to get hit with any copyright. I'll just show you some of the close-up. Yeah, look at that. It's a square cloud. There's just, again, no way that this is a natural phenomenon or atmospheric phenomenon. This, yeah, this, I'm going to conclude that it must be a UFO that's attempting to cloak itself, based on the fact that I've seen so many other videos of what are obviously craft attempting to cloak themselves as clouds. Why would this one be any different? But yeah, there's no way this is in any way a natural phenomenon. So let's go to this one here. Now, this one I found on Reddit. I can go ahead and play the whole thing because I think it's kind of interesting. Not anything to do with UFOs, but there's definitely something going on because this only started picking up in 2020.
We're on the Orca attack. We're on the Orca attack. The rudder is gone. The rudder is gone. 8% Orca around the boat. We are not taking on water yet.
Reports of killer whales chasing and attacking boats have flooded social media in recent weeks. The first reported instances of these attacks, which experts call disruptive behavior, date back to 2020 when 52 interactions were reported. More followed, with 197 reported in 2021 and 207 reported in 2022.
The idea of being kick-flipped to Jesus is not the way that I plan to go to heaven in this planet.
Experts have been able to use recent videos and images of the interactions to track the instances to a specific group of Iberian orcas and believe the same 20 to 30 killer whales within that group are the attackers. Some think the string of interactions are an act of revenge started by one female orca that was struck by a boat. The theory also suggests that the animals taught one another how to carry out the attacks. Others, however, have disputed that claim and have their own theories. At least one expert thinks the end of the pandemic and return to leisurely boating irritated the orcas after they became accustomed to the calmer waters. Another thinks it could be a kind of new game that the animals are trying to pass down. And the experts say game because there's no reward involved, like food. On the occasions when the orcas have sunk boats and forced the passengers onto tenders, the animals have never attacked. The Atlantic Orca Working Group, which has been tracking these interactions and theories, said the issue is a huge concern, not only for the boaters, but also for the orcas, who could be shot, killed, or harmed by humans trying to escape them. With at least 43 attacks already reported in 2023, the group said there's an urgent need for specific actions to avoid future damage to people, orcas, and boats.
Anyways, yeah, something's definitely going on. I just read an article about how, I think it was in Japan, scientists were doing testing on the types of sounds that irritated whales. And apparently, yeah, some whales ended up dying by these scientists, again, doing testing. Now, yeah, I don't believe any story, or I'm always skeptical of any stories being put out by establishment media. So although, a whale may have died as a result of some type of testing, I don't necessarily believe that the testing was being done in order to assess the reaction of whales. I think, yeah, I always think that there's something else going on. I think a lot of the testing that's going on is in order to try and detect our underwater neighbors. And, they may use the excuse of, oh, we were, trying to determine, how sound impacts sea life as a cover story, when in reality, the testing that the quote unquote testing that they're doing is actually trying to monitor or, use specific sensors in order to track our underwater neighbors. So anyways, okay, so let's go to this article here. Like I said, in one of the Brian Johnson tweets, he stated that the crash in Italy did happen. So yeah, this is what they're talking about. Here, the claims regarding the UFO cover-up originate directly from the documents released from Mussolini's office. According to these documents, Mussolini went to great lengths to suppress witnesses and classify the unidentified craft as highly confidential. Mussolini prioritized the study of the craft, leading to the formation of a secretive organization comprised of Italy's most skilled engineers and scientists. This organization was purportedly under the command of Guglielmo Marconi, a renowned engineer and radio inventor. It says, according to Roberto Pinotti, an Italian journalist, writer, and UFO researcher, the alleged UFO crash occurred in Magenta, Lombardy, Italy on April 11, 1933, 14 years prior to the famous Roswell UFO incident in New Mexico. The crash involved a flying saucer-like object and triggered an investigation by a secretive wartime intelligence unit known as the Gabinetto RS-33, or RS-33 Cabinet, which was authorized by Italian director Benito Mussolini to study the phenomenon. Pinotti revealed in his book, UFO Contacts in Italy, Volume 2, that the crashed UFO was stored in the hangars of SIAI Marchetti in Vergiate, I hope I'm saying that right, while Mussolini believed the unconventional flying vehicles to be a secret weapon of France, Britain, or Germany. Signor Guglielmo Marconi, a head of the Italian Royal Academy of Scientists, purportedly considered it to be of extraterrestrial origin. Let me read where they actually talk about the recovered bodies. Journalist Christopher Sharp of Liberation Times did extensive research on the Italy crash and found that alongside the crashed UFO, 2 human-like bodies were allegedly recovered at the site in Lombardy, Italy in 1933. The bodies described by Mr. Sharp sparked intrigue and speculation due to their unusual characteristic and alleged extraterrestrial origin. He writes, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio, 1959. The 2 bodies allegedly lay on a table. They look like twins. They're dead and preserved with formaldehyde. Their bodies are in bad shape. They look like victims of a bad car accident, but the heads remain intact. But their features trouble a French biologist invited to study the bodies. 2 males, very tall, around 7 feet, long blonde hair, very high and spacious foreheads, clear blue eyes that looked somewhat Asiatic, small nose, small mouth, small chins, thin lips, very pale, very clear, pale skin, but no signs of facial hair. Their hands, although slender, are human-like. Their toes are small and their feet flat. The story gets weirder. The skin appears perfectly white but shows no signs of keratin granules, which plays an important role in providing natural moisturization for the skin, in addition to UV protection and water retention. Startlingly, the biologists discovered that their lymphatic systems were dominant and practically replaced the blood system, providing a high degree of protection from any disease. They were not human, at least as we know it. That's at least how the story goes. There are 2 accounts of these alleged recovered bodies within Wright-Patterson, which inform the story. Anyways, I don't want to go ahead and read the rest of it. Link will be in the description. You want to check that out. Now let's get to this last interview so I can end this video. Pentagon now actively hunting for UFOs with purpose-built sensors. It says here, let's see, only between 2% and 5% of the 800 cases currently being investigated by the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office display signatures that could reasonably be described as anomalous. Yeah, see, again, I don't believe this 2 and 5%, right? Because, I just can't imagine. I mean, it's possible, but yeah, I don't think, 95 to 98% of people are just taking photos of conventional crafts or Venus and then sending it in to like MUFON or, some other agency claiming, oh, this is something strange. Really? 95 to 98% are all wrong? Again, I'm not buying that. But while the majority of these cases demonstrate mundane characteristics of readily explainable sources, again, I think that's bullshit. A large number of these sightings are technically unresolved, primarily due to a lack of data associated with those cases. RO director Sean M. Kirkpatrick testified, yeah, see, this Kirkpatrick is a fucking bullshitter. That's a key reason, he said, why RO has been developing its own purpose-built sensors to detect, track, and characterize object and suspected hotspots. Without sufficient data, we are unable to reach defendable conclusions that meet the high scientific standards we set for resolution, Kilpatrick said at NASA's UAP Independent Study Team hearing Wednesday. UAP, or unidentified aerial phenomena, is a new term for UFOs. To help offset that lack of data, RO has developed purpose-built sensors to investigate key areas and prove the data that can be collected. I'm assuming purpose-built means that it was, yeah, that these things were designed, built, manufactured specifically to detect UAPs. This represents a more proactive approach than previously understood, creating a dedicated array of sensors to hunt for UAPs, as opposed to passively evaluating what has been reported to it and any data that happened to exist from those encounters. One of the first things that we're doing is looking across all the existing sensor data against that typical UAP target, he said. Pointing to details on a slide he displayed during the hearing, Kirkpatrick explained that those target characteristics are based on what has been reported as well as data gleaned from the available sensors. Nearly half of the objects have been reported as orbs or spheres. He said, yeah, here's the thing, right? If we're building specific sensors, right, to track UAPs, then they can design those sensors to filter out, you know, what are obviously birds or planes or balloons, right? I mean, yeah, they can, yeah, make sure that the sensors are only detecting these anomalies that, you know, that exclude all of those conventional explanations. So again, you know, it's pretty obvious that there are people within our government who are aware of this and have been aware of it, you know, since the 1940s. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And more importantly, if you're new and haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It'll really help me out. Yeah. So that's going to be it. Take care. Until next time.